Hey guys, welcome back to the STR podcast or Start the Rebuild. I'm here with myself, Ian and Tim. Um, so you guys can actually find, we actually made a Spotify account. You guys can follow all of our podcasts, just audio uploaded straight to that account at Start the Rebuild on Spotify, or just check out our Instagram accounts. You can find all the links there if you can't find it straight there. As well as we have STR podcast on YouTube. We have kind of the visual aspects. And so since the draft is coming up, we're trying to avoid talking too much about football. So Tim, if you want to take it away, talk about what we'll be discussing today.
So in the future, we have the draft coming up next week, and so we'll have a lot of draft content then and following the draft. But today we thought we'd switch gears a little bit, go a little bit of NBA. So we decided to do our predictions on if the playoffs started today, what would happen. So we want to get straight into that. And after this, I'll still have a little bit of draft content. I'll have three my guys that we'll talk about at the end. So today, NBA playoffs, they started today. Hopefully we'll get to see a season, but who knows?
Yeah.
First matchup in the East, we got Bucks Magic. Ian, you want to start on that?
I think we both agree on this. Most of these, we're agreeing on all of these, but
yes, this is our consensus. We've come to.
Bucks are sweeping the Magic. I mean, the casual fan honestly might not be able to name a fan on the or name a player on the Magic. Vucevic is, or I guess Aaron Gordon. But
my boy Evan Fournier, actually.
Yeah, Evan Fournier. Yeah. I mean, okay, I guess there are some guys. Aaron Gordon actually was probably the one I was thinking of, but.
Yeah, but not many people are big Magic fans.
The Bucks are outmatching.
Shout out Will Anderson.
Yeah. The Bucks are outmatching the Magic in every category. I mean, Giannis is a monster. We know this. There's not much to talk about. We both agree. Everyone probably agrees it's a sweep. Maybe 5 games, but I would doubt it, honestly.
Yeah. So, next matchup, Raptors-Nets. This one's kind of interesting because you got the whole
Kyrie, KD.
This season gets pushed back. Does Kyrie end up playing? Does KD somehow sneak into this? But we're doing if it started right now. And we got Raptors in 4. This is, again, not a contest.
They outmatched.
I don't think the Nets got this.
It would be a very interesting series, though, if KD and Kyrie come back.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting series to watch. You might actually take the Nets in 6 or 7. But, yeah, so the next one we got Celtics-Sixers. This is probably the most interesting round 1 matchup of the East because both these teams, have a lot of talent and, in the last couple of years have had success in the playoffs or have been seen as like 2 of the best teams in the East. In this one, we got the Celtics, and I believe we said 6 games.
Yes, 6 games.
So this is one of those games where we kind of feel like Jason Tatum, or one of those series where Jason Tatum kind of comes into his own, shows everyone he really is the superstar that people had predicted him to be.
He was really showing it towards the end of the year.
Towards the end of the season, yeah, he was incredible. And Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, again, they're great players, but it's
weird fit.
Very weird fit. There's not much. I mean, I hate to be a cliche, but there's not much shooting on that team. I love Kemba still. Gordon Hayward is, even though he's not necessarily an all-star right now, still a great role player. So I think
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. Yeah, I think 6 games for the Celtics going on in the second round.
It'll be interesting, close games, but Celtics pull that out.
Yeah.
Last one in the East, we got Heat Pacers. 2 teams we both really like.
Yeah.
Heat were having a great season. Jimmy Butler seemed to really fit in there. Tyler Hero is making some big contributions.
Duncan Robinson, don't forget my boy.
Yeah. He's lights out. But we did end up saying Heat in 6 would be a really hard-fought series, be really interesting. But
I think with this one, it's hard to say because we're saying Heat in 6. I think the Heat Jimmy Butler is just by far the best player in that series, and I don't think it's close. I mean, Victor Oladipo, if he's healthy, might be 2, but I still don't really think it's that close. But yeah,
it's a bonus all-star this year.
Yeah, I guess
Pacers they have a good team, but
it's hard. Yeah, they just don't have that one guy,
Yeah,
especially with Vic out.
Right. So that's the first round in the East. First round in the West, Lakers Grizzlies.
As
This
much as I
could have
love
potentially been Lakers Pelicans if the season kept going. Zion could have snuck in there. That would have been interesting. But
don't sleep on the Kings. Kings would have made
oh
that.
yeah, okay.
Eight
Anyway, but again, we don't think this is much of a contest. I think Lakers sweep the Grizzlies in 4. John Morant maybe get some props from LeBron, but at the end of the day, not much to talk about.
Yeah. The next we got Clippers Mavs. So this one's interesting because the 2 through 7 seeds are all separated by 4.5 games, 5.5 games. So it is relatively.
West, yeah.
But Clippers take this. I believe we said 5.
Yes, 5.
Mavs take maybe a game if Luka just goes off. I mean, there's a chance. I think we said this earlier about the Lakers series where, if LeBron plays just when they're up 3-0, plays 30 minutes to just rest. I can see that happening. You know what I mean? But 4 or 5 for the Clippers over the Mavs.
Mavs aren't a pushover, but Clippers have a really good team. Next, Nuggets Rockets. This would be a very, very interesting series. We had it going to 7 games. But at the end of the day, we talked about it and we said star power of Russ and Harden might be too much. I think Jokic would get his in this series, but Jamal Murray a little inconsistent, doesn't show up every game. We came to the consensus that Rockets would take this in 7.
That might just be one of those series where it's like one player randomly has an incredible game and that changes the entire aspect of the series. But I think we say Rockets. Yeah. Next we got Jazz Thunder. This is an interesting series because they're very closely contested. I mean, we said Jazz in 7. I think probably this series goes to 7 games. Could go either way. I just think Rudy Gobert makes that difference. And Donovan Mitchell in a playoff game where he's the best player on the court. I mean, I don't know that that's happened necessarily yet in his career.
Chris Paul might have something to say about that, but I mean,
I don't know. I think Chris Paul was an All-Star this year.
Yeah.
But I think the torch has kind of been handed to Donovan Mitchell. Again, it's interesting to see because the Jazz were the epicenter of the coronavirus in the NBA. So how other teams react to that, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So second round in the East, we got Bucks Heat, and we did say Bucks would win the series in 6 games.
Yeah.
But I think we both agree that this would be a really tough series on both sides. He got a lot of guys to throw at Giannis. Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting. What do you think, Ian?
I would agree with that. I mean, it's the playoffs are weird because it seems to be that the best players on every team just kind of try to take over, and Giannis, honestly, in the East, might just take over every game he's in because I mean he hasn't been to the finals yet. He's won MVP and he's an MVP candidate. It seems like the last couple of years, it's one of those things where it's like he's done all these regular season things, and I think he just wants to prove it in the playoffs. And this is his time to do so because he's the best player in the East by far, if not the best player in the NBA right now. So I think it'll be hard for the Heat to win this game, but I think they're not going to be a pushover for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, so next is Raptors Celtics. We'd say this is it'd be a really fun series to watch. Like we said before, we thought this playoffs was going to be really Jason Tatum's like coming out party, really getting to that NBA superstardom when everyone's watching. Great coaching matchup, Nick Nurse and Brad Stevens. 7 games. We took the Celtics in this. Celtics have a great team, so do the Raptors. It'd be really close and hard fought, but ultimately we won the Celtics. So now going to the West in the second round. Lakers Jazz. This would be not an easy series for the Lakers, but
it's like you don't want to disrespect a team that got to the second round, but there's a huge difference. I mean, there's the talent is pretty big between the Lakers and Jazz.
Yeah.
The talent disproportion rather, and that's not a knock against the Jazz. I just think LeBron and AD. It's hard to. They're two of the best players in the league. Not to mention, I think Rudy versus AD will be interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's going to guard LeBron.
Both of them attacking the rim, it's just something to think about with Rudy Gobert being there in the paint. Obviously LeBron and AD are trying to get inside. Be something interesting to watch. But I think the Lakers would win this.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So then we got Clippers, Rockets. So we both agree with this. Clippers take this series. Clippers just kind of outmatch the Rockets. I believe we said, what was it, 5 or 6 games?
We had 5 down, but
yeah, this is Kawhi is a different man in the playoffs. As we've said about a lot of these guys, but really Kawhi and LeBron are probably the 2 guys in the league that you can see not just in stats, but in their demeanor that they change in the playoffs. And I think we agree, Kawhi is kind of just no match for the Rockets. I guess the Rockets are no match for Kawhi.
Him and Paul George dominate. We've seen Westbrook and Harden struggle a lot in the playoffs. Yeah. We see that continuing there. Back to the East. Bucks Celtics. Ian, if you want to go on this one?
So we talked about this in the East. It's Giannis's year. It's far and away Giannis's year. There's no one else in the East. The Celtics are a great roster. That's no bash against them. Jason Tatum is a star, or we imagine he will become a star in these playoffs. But I just don't see anyone stopping Giannis, at least in the East. And what did we have? 6?
We had to go into 7.
We had to go into 7. Okay, so.
But we said 6 to 7.
We said it was going to be probably the home team. Home team's going to take every game.
I think that'll play a big factor.
I think so too. But yeah, no, I don't think the Celtics are by no means a pushover. But I just think it's Giannis's year.
Yeah. All right, to the West, LA versus LA, Clippers, Lakers.
Yeah.
This is probably series of the playoffs. It's what everyone's been waiting for since last summer. Playoff LeBron versus playoff Kawhi. We said go to 7 games, and the Lakers would take it. Ian and I are huge LeBron supporters.
Yeah.
We truly think that he will just dominate in the playoffs. This would be so much fun to watch. Him versus Kawhi.
Yeah. We said 7 games.
Anthony Davis, Paul George. This could go either way. I think the Clippers do have more depth than the Lakers. I think the Lakers were really playing well and maybe found a little bit more chemistry. I think, like I said before, LeBron playoff mode, unreal.
I was saying earlier that like the 2 guys who just change in the playoffs and it's noticeable is LeBron and Kawhi. So that's the one thing where it's like, to me, it's like it could go either way because both players will. They could both have like their greatest series of all time, respectively for themselves. And it's gonna be weird, but I think we both go with Lakers. On paper, it looks like Clippers just from the depth, coaching, the fact that Kawhi is kind of the quote unquote LeBron stopper, even though it's not entirely founded. But again, I just think LeBron, the season ago didn't make the playoffs, and I think he's ready to get back to the finals.
Then finals matchup, Lakers Bucks. I think we can both agree that this would be a good series. I think we would both agree that both the Lakers or Clippers would win this series.
Yeah.
I think Bucks are a great team. Giannis, obviously, amazing player. They got some good pieces, but I think LeBron and AD would just be too much for the rest of their team.
It really could be one of those years similar to when the Cavs went to the finals the first time with LeBron and like Drew Gooden, and like was Mo Williams on that team, I think. and they were just outmatched. Like it wasn't. I mean, the Bucks roster now is much better than that Cavs roster.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's similar where it's like, yeah, thanks for showing up. But I mean, I think the Bucks will give them a game. I think the Bucks will give them a game or two. Like, I don't think it's going to be a complete sweep.
We wrote down 5-6.
I don't think it's a sweep. Just because I don't think Giannis is a pushover.
You wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, we both agree. Lakers win it all. And
I mean, I don't think they absolutely steamroll the Bucks in every game.
Yeah,
either.
I agree.
I just think they'll be in control in the series and they'll take it.
And I think we probably both agree LeBron gets Finals MVP. Actually, you know what? We were talking about this earlier. So with LeBron, or with the Lakers and the Bucks, right? So LeBron and Giannis will probably be going at each other. Who's going to guard AD? Looked at the Bucks roster. Got the Lopez brothers, Marvin Williams, Ersan. Unless we're really missing someone, which I don't think we are, AD could possibly go 40 points a game and win Finals MVP.
I mean, obviously Giannis would be the best matchup to guard AD, but
who's going to guard LeBron then?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to talk about it in the simplest way. That just like, oh, who's going to guard this guy? That means they're automatically going to win. I just think that star power will be too much for him.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's like anything can really happen. Because we saw last year, like Kawhi winning in 6 against the Golden State. It's like hard to, not many people would have predicted that at the beginning of the season. It's anything can happen. You know what I mean? But I think this is the most likely option.
Yeah. All right, so that is our if the NBA playoffs started today predictions.
Yeah.
Now we'll move on to what was that?
Well, I was gonna say if the NBA playoffs do come back, I think we will do a little more of a in-depth series preview of series that we think are interesting. Obviously, this was quick and some of the commentary was pretty, casual, but okay. But yeah, so we're going on to the NBA draft prospects now. So Tim, you have 3.
That's NFL draft. Yep.
What did I say?
I got my guys for the NFL draft. Just 3 guys I wanted to talk about. So first, I have Willie Gay, a linebacker from Mississippi State. Now, he's not a guy that a lot of people talk about. When you hear linebacker for the NFL draft this year, you think about Isaiah Simmons if you put him there, or if you put him at safety, you think Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma, Patrick Queen, LSU, Jordan Brooks, Texas Tech. But this guy, Willie Gay, 6'1", 243, absolute tank, 4.46 at the combine, 40-yard dash. He is a freak athlete. He is great in coverage, and he makes a ton of plays. The reason you don't hear about him that much is because he had some off-the-field issues. He had some academic stuff, which I don't know how much you can look into it. If it's just he's not doing his schoolwork, if there's more behind that, that's kind of why he doesn't get talked about that much. That's why he falls in a lot of mock drafts and stuff. So he could be a potential 2nd to 3rd round prospect. We could see with all this corona stuff going on that teams don't really want to take a risk on someone like that. So we could even see him fall further. But if his character shapes up and he can play, he can get on the field, he should be a stud. Next guy is KJ Hamler, Penn State wide receiver. He is super, super fast, lightning quick. He is tiny, though. He's only 5'8", about 180. He played mostly in the slot in college, and a lot of times you want to see more value from a guy who plays on the outside. He's a great deep threat. We didn't see him get pressed much in college, which is something you want to see how he can react to that once he plays bigger DBs once he gets to the NFL. But he can have a Deshaun Jackson impact once he gets there. And last guy I got here is these past 2 guys were more day 2 type prospects. That's most likely where they're going to go. But this guy should be a top 15 pick in Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina. He's 6'5", about 320. A lot of people have him neck and neck with Derek Brown I personally have Kinlaw over him because I think he adds more of a pass rush impact. He's very comparable to Chris Jones, and I think in the future he could really have that type of elite play. He does have some knee and hip issues that some people worry about. We'll see how that plays out, but if he's fine medically, this guy's a stud. Ian, if you have any reactions to that?
Well, KJ Hamler is also a guy I love, as you know. You know, Deshaun Jackson comp is, I think, a pretty good one. Just dude is fast and, you know, a great slot. But for me, the number one, not the number one receiver, but the receiver, you know, value I'm looking at later in the draft is Antonio Gandy Golden out of Liberty. 6'4", 220. Dude runs a 4.6. You know, 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns his senior year. I mean, he's one of those guys where you look back and was it Dorial Green Beckham a couple years ago who was just a monster, you know, physically, but didn't play much in college. This guy is physically a monster, but is playing in college. I mean, he's having incredible numbers this past year. So, I mean, him, I think it's projected day 2. Was it 3rd or 4th round right now? I think on a team that needs a physical, big receiver, like the Bills, he could really help a team like that. But yeah, other than him, I mean, I think you're spot on with KJ Hamler for sure. But and you know,
super deep receiver class this year.
Very deep.
Good year. It's a good year to need a receiver.
Yeah,
for sure.
And as you guys know, my number one guy is Cole McDonald, 6th round.
Oh yeah, definite sleeper.
And
for sure.
Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs' brother. I have no idea if he's good or not, but I want the Bills to take him. So there's the Diggs brothers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Make Stephon look see him at home.
Yeah. All right. So that is it for today. We'll definitely be coming back next week with some more draft stuff. We just wanted to switch it up today, have a little NBA in there. So in the future, we're thinking that we'd get about 2 episodes a week, one longer, more podcast type with like we did on episode 1. This was shorter, more specific topics. We think that kind of be the formula we'd follow in the future. Probably might get a couple more videos next week with the draft because that'll be a lot of content to talk about. But overall, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching.
Well, just one of those things, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes, for sure.
Follow Spotify, and then follow us on Instagram at start_the_rebuild, as well as Tim.Fournier and Ian Mills 01. We'll be posting all the links to all the Spotify and YouTube. So if you can't look up, if you can't search them, you can't find them, just go straight to those accounts. It's easier that way if you don't know how to look it up. So not a big deal, but make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys enjoy it, like it, comment, share. Helps a lot getting our names out there. So we appreciate everything. Thanks for watching.
For sure. Thanks, guys.